Serving Amherst and Amherst Township, your hometown television station, Amherst City Cable.
Call the meeting of the Finance Committee to order at 7 o'clock, 15th of June. Mr. Bukovac.
Here.
Mr. Goodell.
Here.
Mr. Janet.
Here.
Mr. Miller.
Present.
Mr. Van Turen.
Here.
Mr. Winarski.
Here.
The chair is present. Mr. Kukuka has a letter on file. Mr. Van Turen.
Move to excuse Mr. Kapuka, if that's necessary.
Mr. Winarski.
I'll second that.
There's a motion and a second to excuse Mr. Kukuka from the meeting tonight. He has a letter on file. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Motion is carried. 7-0. Mr. Kukuka is excused. We have two items tonight. The first item is A 15-25, a resolution to extend the selling option by internet auction of municipally owned obsolete property valued at $1,000 or more pursuant to Ohio Revised Code Section 721.15, paragraph D. Mr. Mayor, I believe you want to address both this and the following.
Yes, I'd like to handle them both at the same time since they're on the same subject.
That will actually be two separate votes.
Yes, it
so
will.
We'll handle the explanation. Mr.
Okay. Basically what I sent to you is this resolution and this ordinance that I've submitted, it expires at the end of this year, my term, and it's been a good program for us. Worked through the police department to get rid of all our goods that are for sale that we can't use anymore. We want to get rid of and benefit for some money for the city. And and one is an ordinance and one is a resolution. And I'm going to yield to the law director to explain why we have one ordinance and one resolution to cover for the same subject. Tony or Frank?
Sure. I mean, basically, when we did this last time, we did an ordinance and a resolution. The ordinance allowed us to actually enter into the agreement with the online service, and then the resolution, I believe we were actually selling a particular item in question. So, and the ordinance to allow us to enter into to extend the agreement. The resolution would be whatever you're selling, you're asking council to sell.
And on this, it expires, like I said, at the end of my term. I put in here to expire for the next term, but I'll leave that up to council if they want to do that, or they want to take the date out and just let it use it for forever. And also, I took the emergency clause off because this isn't due until, like I said, the end of the year, and it's going to go 3 readings in 30 days. So I'm just getting ahead of this, get some of the stuff in line for future reference. So I'll take any questions you might have regarding this program.
Mr. Bukovac and Mr. Moore.
Thank you. Mr. Law Director, I really don't understand, if we could, the need for a resolution. You mentioned a specific item.
Tony, could I backtrack a little bit here? Because I think I might have explained it to you wrong when we were meeting with the mayor.
Well, yeah, that's fine. I mean, essentially, unless the resolution says the same thing, which it probably shouldn't, I thought in the past we had passed an ordinance which allowed us to enter into this agreement with some gut deals. And then we had subsequent resolutions when we were selling certain items. So unless the resolution and the ordinance say the same thing, if that does, then that's an issue.
No, basically the way we use it is we covered the one ordinance for the enter into the contract with gov deals, and the other one was to sell any items that we wanted to get rid of or dispose of. So
it's an open-ended resolution, yes, giving you permission to sell items
whatever
over 1,000 without having to come to council.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
But Frank, you need to clarify something, go ahead.
Well, I just, in speaking with Abe about the distinction between an ordinance and a resolution, he kind of had his notions about when you use one and when you use the other. And I don't know that there's this clear demarcation, but you know, the ordinance is required by statute when the municipality wants to sell property that holds at public auction. In this case, the resolution is actually directed towards the gov deal arrangement for the sale of property. And I think, you know, Abe historically saw this as the ordinance as giving general authority to sell property at public auction, and then the resolution was this more specific enactment that allowed the city to enter into this deal, the arrangement with gov deals. So that's the best I can do to explain it. It probably could have been rolled into a single piece of legislation, but he saw fit in the past to do it this way, and I don't think there's a problem in doing it this way.
So it's basically the opposite of what we
Yes, it was the opposite of.
It doesn't make sense, but
Yeah.
of course, in my mind, you would think that an ordinance would be appropriate also to enter into an actual agreement or
I think so,
contract with
too.
somebody. So,
I think
so I would suggest to just leave it as it is, and prospectively we enter into a contractual relationship with something like gov deals would be by ordinance. So.
What I'm reading in the resolution here is it mentions gov deals in the resolution,
Yes.
not the ordinance.
Right.
That's right. That's correct. So.
Okay, all right, thank you. There's all, thank you.
Mr. Miller.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So so this is an open-ended sale, so whatever you or the administration deems is obsolete, will that be listed or submitted to?
No, as the
public?
departments buy new stuff and we have stuff we're gonna get rid of, we just call the police department, they put it on eGov, and we sell it. Normally, it's not worth anything.
Okay, so it's,
And this beats the other way that we did this one. If you remember when we put it in, we went to a lot of advertising, took a sealed bid, and that just wasn't working. We get more bang for our buck through this process. Now, it's not a freebie. We pay, once we sell it, we pay 7.5% fee for the, whatever we buy it, we sell it for.
and that's still been found to be cheaper, and that's for each item. So it's basically a flat 7.5% that
Right,
we'll pay to use this
yes.
vendor to get rid of obsolete property. Right. I just get concerned as to what's being sold and,
Believe me, if it doesn't work, I don't keep it, I don't want to pay insurance on it, I'm gonna get rid of it. But as we do everything else, we watch what we're doing.
very good. Okay. And is that published somewhere for?
Just by the
us?
ordinance, by the ordinance and resolution.
Okay, so you guys don't have if a member or constituent said, you know, I'm wondering what the city's getting rid of on eBay, is there a list or somewhere they can go?
Trucks, it depends what it is.
Right, could we find that as that?
Go on eGovs. Yeah.
So we don't publish anything for our residents saying this is what we are selling off of property
They
of
got a
taxpayer
computer,
dollars?
they go to eGovs, they can see what's on there.
Okay, so it's not listed by our property, we'd have to start digging for sales in
They have to look
Amherst.
for it.
Okay. Just something to, thought to consider that, hey, we're putting property up for sale, so they can take a look at it. All right, thank you, that's all the questions I have.
Mr. Bukovac.
I'd like to make a motion to take 8/15/25 to the floor, council.
Mr. Goodell.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to take 8/15-25 to the floor of council. Are there any other comments or questions of Mr. Winarski?
Yeah, if I could, Mr. Law Director, Mr. Mayor. I see 2019 penciled in here. Is
Yeah,
that
what
where you're
happens,
running with
I
that?
took the old legislation, and remember I just said, right now it's a 2015, I just took it out for the next term. And the council could decide whether they want to renew it in 2019 or not. You don't have to put that date in there, we can just take it in and have it run forever till you decide to repeal it, but I figured at this point, just as a conversation point, I'd put it for the next term of the next mayor.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, 2019 is fine with me.
Okay.
I just wanted to see if we're gonna go open-ended or 2019.
No, I just recommended 2019.
Fantastic. That's all. Thanks.
Any other comments or questions? Seeing none, we'll take a voice vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. A 15-25 is carried 7-0. And it's to the full council. The second item I have is A 15-26, authorization to extend the selling option by internet auction of municipally owned obsolete property valued at $1,000 or more. Mr. Bukovac.
I'd like to make a motion to take A 1526 to the floor of council.
Mr. Goodell.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to take A 15-26 to the floor of council. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, voice vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. A 15-26 is carried 7-0. It was over the floor of council. Mr. Bukovac.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Mr. Goodell.
Second.
Motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. We are adjourned and we have a first vote of 7-0 and we are adjourned at 7:12.
Hey, Mr. Recycling, what's this about?
TV on the Google Play or iPhone app stores, whether it's on air, online, or on the Wave app. Thanks for listening, no matter where you are in the world, to Cleveland's Smooth FM.
107.3 The Wave.
Okay.
Call the Police and Fire Committee to order at 7:15. 7:12. The roll call we used for previous committee meeting will hold true for this. Tonight we have one item to consider. A 1524, a resolution adopting the Lorraine County Multi-Jurisdictional Natural Hazard Mitigation Plan. Mayor Taylor, I believe you submitted this. Do you want to say a few words about it?
Sure. In the packet I sent you, you can see a letter from Tom Kelly, the Emergency Management Security Director, regarding this plan has been passed by, I did not send the plan because this is the plan. So it's in my office, can be easily read. And what happened was, as you look in your packet, you'll see back in 0574 ordinance, we passed an ordinance approving this plan. And then they submitted to FEMA and had to go through the step public hearing and the FEMA and all that approval, and it was all passed by them. And then he wrote this letter just to us regarding the fact that it has been approved by FEMA. The changes were minimal, and he said he'd like this back in his hands by August 15th of all the legislative bodies and everybody in the county. And you'll also see a letter that I attached to your packet, which was submitted by the fire chief and by Tom Kelly, and a cover letter from me recommending the approval of this plan. And it's gone through all its paces now, and it's been approved by FEMA, so now they need additional legislation for each legislative body to accept this plan as submitted. I plan 3 readings, no emergency on this, we've got plenty of time to do it, so I'm asking council to approve this plan as recommended by Tom Kelly.
Mr. Miller?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I know it's July 14, 2005. I hope that our response plan is better than 10 years that it took FEMA to get this
Well,
plan.
this is government in action.
This is impressive. Wow, 10 years. I know that Tom Kelly and the Lorraine County EMA does a great job. I hope that the plan is effective. You have full recommendation on what you've read, what you've seen in this. I haven't had a chance to get through that binder, so I apologize. I'm going to have to go ahead and trust everybody's input here. But from what I hear from the county and now from you, I think that if we can respond in better than 10 years to a natural disaster, we'll be in good shape. Thank you, that is it.
Anyone else? If no one else, I'll entertain a motion. Mr. Goodell?
Make a motion to take A1524 to the floor.
Mr. Miller?
Second, please.
We have a motion and a second on the floor. Take a voice vote. Or is there any discussion? Any further discussion? Take a voice vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Passes unanimously. That will be A1524. Mr. Harrison?
Motion to adjourn.
Mr. Buchbeck?
Second, please.
Take a voice vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we are adjourned at 7:07.
Thank you very much.
Go ahead.
Our town, our TV. Amherst City Cable.